Welcome to the Zane Friesner YouTube channel. So last video was explaining to you guys and showing you all how the car needed a new water pump, an alternator relocation bracket, it needed the cold air intake, it also needed the steam port done. Well, we got the alternator relocation bracket on there. We got a cold air intake on there. We did a steam port upgrade on there because the people before just blocked it off. So this time we put one in there. And we got it all done. Started the car, let it run for about 3 to 5 minutes, and it started bubbling coolant up out of the radiator, and it definitely appeared to have stop leak in it. So that leads us to believe that it needs head gaskets. So literally everything we just worked so hard to put together gets to come back off there. But this time, now the heads get to come off there too. But on the bright side, the car is getting new head gaskets. It'll get ARP head bolts. And since we're taking the car apart, I did buy a Holly for it, so it'll be getting that also. So not only is it getting head gaskets, it will be going back together with the Holly in it. So a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel. Unfortunately, you know, we spent all this time mocking it all up and getting it together, and then at the end of the day, I still haven't drove the car, which I haven't drove the car more than 2 blocks since I've owned it. In May will be a year, but every time it goes back together, it is getting better, so eventually it'll be great. And race season is right around the corner. They're gonna have testing tunes before too long, so hopefully we can get it together before then, and then we can start having racing content, not just content of taking the car apart and putting it back together. But so intake, alternator, this bracket, the bracket over here will come off, and then valve covers, the coils. Is the intake gonna come off? Intake's coming off. Spark plugs are gonna come out of it. And then all of the wiring in here is gonna come out for the Holly. But like I said, draining the coolant now, so gonna pull the cold air intake off and start pulling the alternator and all that. I'll keep you guys updated, you know, try to show you piece by piece after it comes off, or take some pieces off and then explain what I did. Okay, as you can see, got the alternator out of the way, all of the stuff for the alternator, the intake, got all that off. So now it's time to start on stuff to get the heads and stuff off. Alright guys, so I got the cold air intake off of it, the actual intake itself, the coils, the alternator, the spark plug wires. So next I am going to be pulling the plugs, the spark plugs out of it, and getting the headers off of the heads. And then I'm gonna take this out right here. But as you can see, getting there. All right, got the spark plugs out and the rockers and the push rods. So now just the head studs and then these bolts, and need to take this tube off, and passenger side head should be good to come off. Well, as you can see, got both sides of the heads, or both sides of the motor, both heads off, and doesn't look too bad motor wise. I mean, looks all right. It's kind of dark, so you can't really tell, but it does look like it's been rebuilt, so that's a plus. Maybe I won't blow it up right away, but heads look decent. A little dirty with all the stop leak shit they put in it, so we're gonna have them planed to make sure they're straight and resurfaced, and get new gaskets and head studs and all that, and go back together. Not really gonna film it going all back together, but thanks for watching. I know it's kind of boring, but it's a project car. Eventually it'll be together. So thanks for watching.